Hey everybody, Vince Ingenito here with my buddy John Ryan. What's
Hey,
going
Vince.
on, man?
Not much, dude. Playing some Metal Gear.
Yeah, we're playing some Metal Gear, and we're gonna go into a little more into FOB mode and some of the nuances of it. We've given a brief overview of it before, but why should you be doing it? What happens as you progress through it, and maybe some what are good loadouts and good tactics to use.
Cool, because I definitely am very bad at this, and I could use your expertise.
Sure, no, I'm not. I'm definitely no expert. I'm not great, but I can definitely learn you some things. So the first thing that people don't pay a lot of attention to with this is the PF grade menu. So one of the reasons you want to upgrade your FOB and your combat unit and your defense unit is because of this. These are weekly, they're actually daily virtual battles that go on. Now you get placed in kind of like a mini league with a bunch of other people. And then throughout the week, and if you go over to this to the results log, so if you tab over, it'll show you the scheduled battles throughout the week. And basically, it's usually 2 a day.
Oh, you won more than you lost. Great job.
So far, I've won more than I've lost, which is nice.
Are those 2 at the bottom just draws?
No, these are ones that we haven't gotten to yet.
Cool.
So this one is slated for 7 o'clock today. And there's 2 parts to each of these battles. There's a part where you defend, and there's a part where you attack. So on my defense one, see, it shows my defensive capabilities, the level of my defense unit, and then it shows the other person's combat unit. So in this case, it looks like at 7 o'clock, I'm going to take it to the face because this guy's offense is 1379, mine is 1190. But the cool thing about this is that by looking at these and seeing and forecasting, hey, am I going to win? Am I going to lose?
Right.
I can try to affect this. So like the good news is that when I go on offense, I'm going to beat him too. So I'll be fine there. On defense, I'm a little bit behind. So how do you upgrade your defense?
Well, what's the point of doing these in the first place?
Oh, good point. So basically, this is like this goes on for a week, okay? And then at the end of the week, for every win you get a point. So for instance,
you get a PF point.
You get no, it's not. It's kind of like it's a victory point.
Okay.
PF points are a little bit different. We'll go in a second. So the victory point, like every time I win a defense or an attack, I don't have to win both. Just if I win one of those, I get a point. And if you lose it, you don't lose anything. It's not like none of this damages your actual money or your stuff. But basically,
it's your street cred.
Yeah, it's your street cred, exactly. And then at the end of the week, whoever's got more of that cred, you get ranked, and then you can go up. You can go up a rank. Right now, you can see I'm in the E class.
Yep.
You can go up and up, and as you go up, your rewards get better. Now, what are your rewards? Basically, at the end of the week, they're going to look at the top finishers. And based on how well you finished, you're going to get those things over there called PF points. You have 7,560 of, and then you can take those PF points and you can exchange them for high-ranking staff members. You can exchange them for resources.
Cool.
So performing well in these virtual PF battles can allow you to stockpile these PF points, which allows you to just kind of buy your way through any gaps that are in your. So if your intel team is really behind and you've got lots of PF points,
you can automatically just get yourself an A++.
Yeah, exactly.
Awesome.
Get yourself a couple of really strong dudes there.
That's super helpful.
Yeah, it's really good, and it's also fun because it's like I wake up in the morning and I log in and I'm like, oh, what battles do I have today?
Gotcha.
Oh, like
now is this information also available on the companion app too? So like I might not even have to log into the game. Like I can just pop it open on my phone.
That's a great question. I haven't really messed around with this on the
unacceptable,
on the
Vince.
App. I know I'm a bad person.
All right, so how do you
affect these ratings?
Yeah, how do you make your defense rating and your combat rating better? Is it just like re-speccing your security team, your combat unit?
So they're based off the 2 things: the combat, your combat unit, and your security team. So basically, you want the higher the levels of those,
right?
The higher your so like the higher on offense, it really comes down to just how high your combat unit's level is,
right?
And like what their overall how good the overall dudes that are in there are.
Gotcha.
Is really the main thing. With the defense, it's a little bit more fluid. So it's partially your security team. You don't want to neglect your security team. A lot of people do online. I always see people with very low defense. I have kind of low defense too. But that can be really key. So yeah, like going into your staff management, moving some people around so that you maximize the overall rating of your security team is definitely important. Now, the other element of it though that's important, and this ties into more directly into FOB. So we'll take a look here. Is the overall defense of your FOB. So, for instance. let me show you here. So my FOB is overall level 29. So that level is based on a bunch of things. It's based on the security. It's based on the defense unit, like the support, that unit, like of guys, how high their level is. But it's also based on things like how many platforms
you
I have,
and like what kind of equipment you have developed for it,
Yeah.
like what sort of security devices, i.e. cameras and drones and stuff.
Right, exactly. How much of those I have, how many of them I've developed, how many of them I've paid money to have on my, like in my case, I pay the maximum amount of money always that I can.
And that's whenever somebody invades your base. You just spend 250,000 points or whatever.
Sure, and but it ensures that I'm not going to lose 10 or 15 really strong soldiers that I need to keep around. Now, another thing that helps a lot is that people, I think, don't realize, and a really important early tip is, if you're going to build new platforms, like if you're like, hey, I want more room in my R&D cap, so I'm going to build an R&D platform, don't keep it at level 1. Like, what people don't realize is that a level 1 platform it doesn't matter how well you defend it, doesn't matter how much money you put into it, it's just such a short distance for the opponent to travel. Like, people have already started to figure out, like, really, really fast, like, minute infiltration runs where you can just blitz to the objective point with very little chance of being seen, no matter how much you've put down. So if you're gonna open up a new platform, if you're like, hey, I need to make room in the cap on this particular unit,
at least a level 2 platform.
At least get it to level 2.
Gotcha.
Like, at least get it, because then what happens? What's nice about having a level 2 platform is because I'm actually gonna go into the settings for a second just to show people this more intimately. But if you go into the security settings, I can show you that the really key thing about where you play is really where you place your guys, where you decide to focus the defense. And what you'll see is, like, once you have to worry about 2 decks, a nice thing happens for you, because in order to get from one deck to the other deck, they have to cross that, like, narrow choke point.
They have to go over that bridge.
They have to. So if you maximize your security around those choke points, you don't have to put all. You shouldn't put all your, especially on your objective. At the objective point, you don't necessarily want to put it all around there, but you can, but you don't have to. But the key thing here is that by creating, like, that creates a focus point where your opponent has to go there. So because they have to go there, you A, can focus your guards there, but B, if you decide to defend, they're going to have to cross that by hook or by crook, and then since you know that, you can make preparations for that. Like, you can't, for instance, you can't specifically decide to, you don't get to choose exactly where a mine goes or something, for instance. But
you can say this general area should have more crap in it.
Sure, and I can also say, like, hey, I'm going to spawn in to defend, and I'm going to have mines on me. And since I know he's got to cross this area, I will go and I will manually put mines down myself. So, yeah, that's just something to think about. Is that once you get to, like, a level 3 or a level 4 of each of these become like sprawling fortresses that the person has to get through, like, really hard to get through at that point. So just, like, the bigger is,
and that's just
kind
getting
of always
unseen, let alone actually having to fight with you.
Having to fight with you, and even worse, like, that time limit until that your group barricades off the waters. Which, by the way, is dependent on your security team. Like, the higher rank they are, the less time
you have to actually get from A to B once you infiltrate your FOB.
Exactly. So having a higher level defense team, and then having all of your platforms be at least up to, like, level 3, so they have to get through, like, 3 platforms. They're going to have the same amount of time, and it's going to take them forever.
Interesting.
So yeah, let's take a look at a loadout that you might use. Because in my experience, and this is also because I'm happy to admit I'm not, like, that great at this.
I don't believe that. I believe you're excellent at it.
I'm fine at it, for sure. But the key thing is understanding that at some point or another, I feel it's almost always going to go loud. All right, so I think it's really important when you're putting together an FOB loadout is flexibility. You don't want to try to go all non-lethal because, like, especially if another human is involved, like, it's just almost invariable. Like, they know all your tricks. They know what Snake is capable of. They are going to find you at some point, and you should be prepared to fight if it comes to it. So I have a custom version of the MRS-4, which is your starting rifle, that has a suppressor and a dot scope on it just for easy headshotting in reflex time up close, but also more importantly, an underbarrel grenade launcher for when things do eventually
really messy.
Yeah, when things get really messy, exactly. And then I've got a custom version of the non-lethal M2000.
That's a really big scope.
Yeah, it's a really nice scope. This is the 8x, the 3-stage scope that I threw on there. So that what you'll see is anytime you're infiltrating a level 2 or 3, just level 2 or above platform, you'll see that big opportunities open up for sniping. And if, of course, you want to steal your opponent's best dudes, and who doesn't, you're going to want to be prepared with a good long-range non-lethal.
Right. Now I'm looking at your secondary weapons. I'm seeing that you don't have a silenced pistol. You still have the Zorn, which is a grenade launcher.
Yeah, yeah. And the reason I do this is I mean, the Woo is great. I mean, it's very flexible. It's very powerful for non-lethal play. But we already have two silent ways of headshotting and taking care of a threat if we get caught in reflex time in my two primaries. So with the Zorn, what I like about the Zorn is that it's a very quick and easy fire and forget. Again, when things go loud, if you have this one dude in front of you that's got riot gear or who's got a riot shield, you just pull out the Zorn and just fire and forget and walk away. And
nice.
It's just very easy. And then the rocket arm is also similar. It's another option for taking someone down non-lethally in reflex time. Also a great scouting tool. You can use it to fly up to higher decks and stuff and see if there's someone walking around, or even take them out, and it doesn't really necessarily lead all directly back to you. So again, this just is flexibility.
And then you got your basic weapons and items.
Yes, basic weapons and items. One thing that's important, Pentazemin can be very good because, again, you're going to see a lot of opportunities for sniping.
Yep.
You're going to want that stability. And Noctocyanin. Noctocyanine, I'm sorry.
There you
yes.
Go. Cyanine.
Cyanine. Yeah, which is nice because it lets you see through walls a little bit, which is especially great if you choose to use someone other than Snake. Because
Razor Hedgehog.
Or
Vince.
and the reason you might do that is because, you'll get a staff rank bonus on all your points.
Right.
Which is cool. But of course, those other people, though, they can have equal abilities or greater even than Snake. None of them have the arm.
Yeah.
So none of them can do the biosensor thing.
Right.
Where they
use it as a rocket.
Right. So having ways of knowing. Having more ways of gaining situational awareness when you don't have that arm to lean on is important. So yeah, we're not gonna do a full playthrough of this whole thing because all these can get very long, especially once you get into level 3 and level 4.
Yeah,
infiltrations.
Big built-out bases.
Yeah. These are not one and done, quick 5-minute run in, run out things.
Right, and this is your base. Just in case anyone missed seeing it when we actually loaded in, this is the training version of Vince's FOB.
Yes, which isn't necessarily super expensive, which isn't necessarily super great, but I mean, it is. I have spent as much money on it as I can. So here's the first thing. For most of the FOBs, even though all the platforms are set up a little bit differently, almost all of them start with this opportunity of some kind. You're on this lower deck, and from here you can see that far deck. That far deck is where I need to go. So, I mean, if you turn on your night vision and just take out your scope, you can start to spot guys, and you'll see how far out that guy is, or, well, this guy. You can see these are guys that are gonna have great visibility for toward against you,
especially when you're crossing that little tiny bridge.
Yeah, as you're crossing this bridge, if you cross at least on top anyway. They're going to see you, and you know what? If the person has set their FOB to have long range weaponry, there will be snipers up there, and you'll want to take care of them. So we're going to take a little. I'll show you just in practical use. Let me take some of the Pentazemin, and now I've got my my non-lethal rifle, and I want to turn my. This helps me too.
This is dark outside and scary.
The night is dark and full of dudes to snipe. Okay,
exactly.
Cool.
Nope. What was that noise?
Well, I don't know if I got a body shot on him there. Maybe I did, but
pretty sure you hit the wall.
Yeah, probably hit the wall. But that second one should have done it.
Well, it'll take a second.
Unless it hit the railing. Usually with the 2000, it doesn't take too long to.
Yeah, it's a nice, powerful tranq dart.
Let me see if I can headshot him.
Look at this wall. Nope, you missed him.
How am I missing him all these times?
You're really bad at it.
I'm terrible at this. In any case, if I wasn't terrible, that would be a takedown. Wow.
Right in the face. I think he's got helmets on.
Yeah, it's possible. Man, I'm screwing this up. I was supposed to be showing you guys what's up, and now I'm screwing up. That's okay.
It's okay.
Anyway, you see though, in a more capable sniper's hands, this would be an opportunity to take down 3, 4, or more,
right.
Guards with
simultaneously.
with very little to no recourse. Man, this is terrible. I gotta get one. There we go.
Now his friend's gonna be like, "Hey, what's that?"
Right.
Uh-oh.
Yep, got snuck up on, but that's okay.
Oh, his poor face.
Like you have to hurt.
Like that's the thing is like you have to assume like sure it's non-lethal, but he'll never see out of that eye again.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's non-lethal, but it's not non-painful.
Right.
And here's another thing I didn't point this out on the
It's like
loadout
Batman.
screen. Right.
Like you've still ruined his life.
He still ran over that guy with an electrocuted car.
Exactly.
So here's another important thing to have when you go into FOB is the wormhole, Fulton. As soon as you can research that, you should, because what that does is it prevents a balloon from going up to the side and showing people, hey, that's clearly
Not
where the guy
you are,
is.
But it also prevents people from being able to shoot it down.
That's correct, yeah. So also, don't be afraid to use this in FOB, like the biodetector. Like, yeah, it does make a little bit of a sound, but generally speaking, it doesn't attract that much attention. And in this setting, you can almost guarantee that all of those things you're seeing are a person. They might be a decoy, but it at least gives you something to think about.
Right.
Now, another thing you can do though, if you want to check something out, is this. You can fire the
good old rocket arm.
the good old rocket arm, and then take a look around and see what's here, and knock this guy out.
Oh, hey, buddy.
Yeah. So yeah, this is a good way to get a sense of what's really going on up here. It's also a lot of fun
to just fly around.
to just fly around and screw around. So yeah, that's some of the gear you can be using and how you might use it. Certainly not expert application of all these things, but it should give you guys something to think about to be ready to face the fury of FOB. And one more thing before we go, don't forget that as you start going into these more elaborate bases, that you'll start seeing platforms like this where there are resources, and you should
lots of them.
Yes, you should totally take advantage of this. Grab these things. You do want to look out for anti-theft devices on the ground, because those anti-theft devices will sound a big alarm, and obviously if there's here's a dude.
Rocket him.
I'm gonna rocket him.
Oh no! Oh no! Punk! Right in the face. Good lord.
Anything else? Oh boy. So yeah, now like I said, things
now
inevitably get loud.
Ruined.
Oh god, now everything's ruined. I'm terrible at everything. But anyway, guys, that's kind of a brief overview of
a little bit more of the advanced stuff going on.
A little more of the advanced stuff, and give you some ideas. Whoa!
How did you not see him? Oh!
So I wanted to do that.
He's not going home to the wife and kids.
So anyway, folks, for more on Metal Gear Solid 5, be sure to keep it right here on IGN for more explosions and bad sniping.